Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Just Roll It Already. I'm your host, Daryl.
I'm your other host, Jeremiah.
And Kyle back.
And I'm the ever so loved by all, rules lawyer John.
Yay. Now, today we are doing Let's Look At. This is going to be today on Qin The Warring States by Cubical 7 Studios. Now,
Hell
Qin The Warring
yeah.
States is based in the Qin era of China. It kind of takes a kung fu movie-style cinematic approach with very quick style gameplay. And now we get to talk about it. So we'll start with Jeremiah.
All right, I will say I love this game. Now I'm a fanatic of Asian culture, so that helps one with the setting. But the gameplay itself, I'm in love with it. It is amazing. It's sort of like it's a classless system, but what I like about how you define your character, it's sort of like in D&D. If you did not have a class, you would define your skills or your abilities just through feats, and that's what it is. You buy feats when you're making your character, and that's like your character. It's great. It's simplistic. It has a really nice stat system that I believe is original. For in that other stats will make up like another stat. Like here, I believe, was it earth and water, or is it? Wood and water.
Wood and water is mix one stat. Fire and metal mix another. Combining the elements will determine other things. It's a point by system too.
Yeah, like it goes off of your sort of your Chinese elements of wood, metal, water, fire, and earth, and those define like like fire is your charisma, and metal is like your strength and constitution, and wood I believe is like your intelligence or
And
wisdom.
your
wit.
mental attribute.
Yeah,
and then
mental.
water is like agile, dexterity, yeah, and then your earth is like your spirit, your mana, your energy, your magic.
Your
Yeah,
chi.
Metal
Your
is
chi.
more. It says it's your martial aspect, which means it's more like your will to fight and your conviction.
Yeah, but it adds to like your damage
Yeah.
rolls. So to me, that's like strength.
Yeah.
Like, it's, yeah.
Another like a similar game that is a little bit more popular, so that some might know, is World of Darkness. It's kind of like that, except you don't necessarily pick like vampire, werewolf. You're just a person, and you don't get that certain setup at the beginning.
I don't know, from just the original, like just the cover to the introduction to the character creation parts of this. It does not feel at all like World of Darkness.
Oh no, I only meant the stat system.
No,
stat systems are nothing like it.
I think he's more doing like disciplines, like how you have feats. You have like a couple of abilities based on like it's like when you have a discipline. There's only like 5 abilities in the discipline.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
get
you have
a
your
couple.
core stats, and then those correlate into each of your skills.
Kind of. Like that's what it seems like. You're mixing stats to get other stats, which is really nifty in a lot of ways.
Or you might be thinking more of like D&D when you like your strength defines your climb and swim checks, like that kind of skill checks.
Yeah,
maybe.
I guess kind of.
But it definitely goes to play on the setting
Yeah.
and how the setting and how the how do you put it, the just everything meshes and it feels more original. Okay, but yeah, like I was saying, it just feels a lot more original with the way that you have the stats melding and it again plays to the setting.
Plus, if you liked 1970s kung fu movies, this is a great game because it does play a lot on that Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You like jump from treetop to treetop.
It plays to your imagination.
Yeah, it really there's abilities that are defined you jump 30 feet in the air and you balance your big toe on the tip of a bamboo branch. Wow, that's awesome. That's
Mystical kung fu power, go.
yeah. There's one. It's like the destructive path where as you level it up, it starts with you break wood. And then you break stone, and then you break metal. Eventually, you just poke a building, and it throws it 50 feet, and it explodes. It's like, wow, that's cool.
That's OP.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems
Well-
like at that point you're a god of some kind.
Bringing up OP, there is a couple things on it I feel are a bit just like I said. I've played this game before, so some things might be a wee bit overpowered.
Exploding buildings with your fist. Yeah, that's it's overpowered.
Yeah, or I find poisons mace. There's powdered mace you throw in people's
Yeah,
eyes.
it's called Breath of Fire.
Yeah, Breath of Fire. Yes, Breath of Fire. It minuses the dice pool, I think, too horrendously. So if you do play this game and you are a GM of this game, I would suggest to limit your players on poison. If they have poisons, make sure you give them very little amounts. Hard to mill that stuff because it is a bit much.
Yeah, I was going to actually bring up the next thing about this game, the dice pool system, the dice roll system,
Yeah.
which is really unique. And what it really does that I actually like about it is you have your yin-yang dice, your black and your white. You roll those two together, you subtract the lowest from the highest, and the remaining number is what you add to to your stat number. And that is what your total is, which actually comes in handy.
What happens if they're equal?
That is called a balance, which is actually really good.
It adds it all together?
No, it adds it all together.
No,
But
so
also-
like doubles it or something like that. I think it multiplies it by something. Right?
no, it just is considered a critical success.
Yeah,
So if you get 2 3s, it's...
but there's also critical
+6.
failures, are there not?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
I don't remember which ones are the critical
Yeah,
failures.
it's been a long time since I played, but I like the dice system because for one, you only need 2d10s. That's not just have 2d10s. It's not hard to have.
Two different colored 2d10s on top of that.
They don't have to be black and white, even though the book says black and white. They just have to be 2 distinct ones, and then you just tell the DM like, this one's gonna be my yang dice, this will be my yin dice. So yeah.
It plays a lot off the lore and the philosophies of ancient China. Even some of their current ones. There's even philosophies you can do, like the early forms of Confucianisms or even early forms of Taoisms.
Yes, you get like actually for those people who love like I'm a huge fan of Taoism. It talks about like the seeking the pill of the immortal, like with the alchemies that the Taoists used to do to like try to gain immortality and stuff. That's a huge play in this. It's not ground all in a real world like culture. There's actually like it goes off a spiritual medium. There's actually like spirits and stuff.
Yeah,
Which,
ghosts, demons, monsters, undead.
Yeah, it's not anyway. But then that's what I love about it is you can do like a pure realistic campaign of people living in like sort of ancient China, or you could add a very spiritual aspect and go on crazy adventures through like the spirit realm.
You can even do the Journey to the West in this game.
And that's perfect. I would definitely love to run a Qin like Journey to the West campaign. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I think one of the best parts of this game is definitely its diversity. There's so many different directions you can take, and from when you first build that character, you have any number of places you can go. You can be the spiritualist, you can be the warrior, you can be what was all of them? You can be
Pretty much you have a concept, you're it.
yeah.
Yeah, think of in life, what would you do? Like, I'm a construction worker. Okay, you're a construction worker. It's literally, you define your character by what a peasant or a nobleman would be in ancient China. Like, I'm an apothecary.
I'm a dinosaur. Rawr.
Some people think you can't make a lumberjack in a 4Ed game.
No, I will make a wizard who's a lumberjack. That's
Yeah. Well, also another thing I want to bring up is the rule style. A lot of it is pretty streamlined rules. And yeah, they have combat rules and so on and so on. But when it comes down to certain roles, this game is a rules lawyer's nightmare. And John's going to sit there
I'm not going to say it's a nightmare because I go back to my philosophy as a rules lawyer. The DM has the final say, but as long as it's consistent.
Well, the rules are consistent pretty much. They're pretty basic rules. And all I have to say is, like, for example, I want to do this skill. I look up the skill. It's I want to make a medicine. All right, look up the medicine skill. Do you have it? No. Well, then let's take a look at the correlating stat. You roll it.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. It's simple enough that it doesn't need a lot of ruling, but it's not too simple to where, like, well, we run into a lot of places because there's not enough rules to define stuff. No, it's so straightforward. It's brilliant.
Yeah. What was it? Don't go to sleep. Or
Don't rest your head.
Don't rest your head. It's not that simple because that was actually, or was it that one that was like really really simple? It was like 1 page of paper.
It asks you 3 questions and give you some boxes.
Yeah, it's not quite that simple. It's a little bit more in depth than that. It's got this nice this mix between being simple on the mechanics side, but the setting and the idea behind the functioning forces in the world allow the DM a little more sway to influence rules.
Well, let's turn away from the mechanics and the rules of it and look more in the aesthetics of the book.
I love the art style.
Yeah, it's
Huge fan.
You just love art styles, don't you?
Yeah,
I'm
even
a
the front
graphic
cover
designer,
is
man.
beautiful.
I have an issue with the spelling because American, but
Oh yeah, instead of CHIN, it's QIN.
yeah. So just in case you're googling this, it's not CHIN, it is QIN. The Warring States.
I love how immediately when I'm like the only person that's probably said it right. Like I've
Yeah,
said it right. Like
I've
I'm
always
like,
pronounced it as a K.
See, I'm the
Because
only.
it's key to me. It's key.
I think I'm the only person though that's come here that's like, oh, it's Qin The Warring States. Oh, that's cool. Like, but everybody else, it's like it's twin. Oh no.
Well, you gotta, yeah.
Silly Americans.
Oh, silly Americans. Oh.
Oh, but I absolutely adore the way that the page is laid out. it actually makes a lot of sense for the character sheet. I mean, it has your 5 elements on the front page, just like any other traditional role playing system with pen and paper. It's got your main stats on the front page, and then it's just not a whole lot of writing, which is good. Because the more writing you do, the more time you have to take away from the game.
Yeah, it takes about like 10 minutes to make a character, and that's when you're doing it really in depth. And also, what's really fun about this game is the rules. It says don't bother with money, because money didn't really quite exist to the extent. Because
It's bargaining.
it's bargaining,
Yeah.
but their main currency was rice.
Yeah.
And so, I
bargaining.
mean,
It's like you think
Chicken.
Rome, it was salt.
Chicken. I will give you chickens for your rice. There you
yeah,
go.
and what pretty much a gear is saying, okay, what are you? A warrior? All right, let me look at your character sheet. I will give you a very basic set of armor, a spear, a pair of shoes, some clothing, a little bit of food, and some bartering gear.
Yeah, based on your character, like I'm going for like a traveling minstrel who's an assassin. He uses a bard as like a cover, but he's also an assassin underneath the bard. So it's like, all right, here's some poison, here's a sitar, and here's like a garish looking clothing because you're a performer. So
And you're gay.
yeah.
And named Roberto.
Roberto, yes,
Does
but
he
no,
stab people?
and you just add maybe a backpack and like simple things. The GM basically divvies up items. You don't be like, here's 200 gold, go to the
I
item
didn't go
section.
into it much. Is there magical gubbins?
Sort of, but they're more in the lines of like these are the legendary ancient sword of King Yon of
And it's
whatever.
got very specific stats. Okay, so it's not like I can craft my own magical gubbins.
No, this is like items of power and history and lore.
Yeah,
Pretty much
okay.
they go on the concept of it is special because it did great things.
Or GM made story plot devices.
Yeah, and also there is a form of magic. The combinations of Taoism is a way of balancing the chi in your body to do amazing feats, or even doing alchemy, external or internal, or various types of magic.
Yeah, like the internal alchemy is like a yoga. Like you do certain yogas, and you're like, now I can like go
Heal
a
your
month
s-
without eating or
Yeah,
drinking.
or heal yourself extremely fast,
Yeah, I love doing that.
or even buffing your body to become faster or stronger.
Again,
No.
going back to OP-ness, it's like, oh, OP.
Well, see, and actually that is in this game. There's no cleric.
Well,
There's no
yeah.
Healy class. Like
No, you die very quick.
yeah, you can.
It's also
Yeah.
very hard to break a character. If you create a sole physical character who can take on any other warrior, you run into a spirit, you're gonna die.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Unless
You
you have
will.
fists that punch spirits.
yeah.
Well, no, I mean even then you need a monk or a spiritualist who can do some sort of magic, and if they have the magic to be able to make it so you can fight them.
And it's true. I mean, if you sat there, you guys are, you're bard assassin, a fighter type, and a medicine guy.
Why you gotta make me the cleric? I would never be the cleric.
Well,
Okay,
Tyler,
then-
Tyler played the cleric.
He's the
Okay,
cleric.
you're the medicine guy, and you are the muscle.
I am the very embodiment of
Manliness,
manliness, and I was going to say
martial prowess.
no. Moving on.
Let's just say you are a kung fu monk. How about that?
Yeah,
No, not monk.
You're a Shaolin monk there.
yeah.
Okay.
But
Swordsman. Jeez.
Wei Vaidi Sao. But pretty much what happens, and all along the road, suddenly you run across a ice woman or some sort of other spiritual creature that you cannot fight. A demon disguised as a child.
we run into an Oni from Japan because for some reason it went to mainland China.
He
on
swam
vacation.
a lot.
He swam and he's on
Yeah,
vacation.
well, you ran across one of these demons or these monsters. Well, guess what? You can't beat them because it even says, like, sometimes they're only harmed by specific things.
Yeah,
There's-
me and John, we can't do anything. We have to
Yeah.
rely completely on Kylie.
Well, what if
No,
I
Kylie can't
split
do
the
anything
earth
either
asunder
because
with my
he
fist?
can only throw herbs at it.
Oh, if you said he went actual medicine man, like just
Yeah, no,
million-
medicine-
Oh,
I thought you were thinking
Medicine
like
man-
spiritual medicine
No.
man. Oh.
Medicine man, as in
Milling
he
it.
grinds an herb, he makes
Yeah.
a potion, he gives it to you, and you feel better.
Yeah, so yeah, we would be, at that point the campaign would be like over. We would go,
Yeah.
or we
Uh,
run. We run.
You run because sometimes there's even monsters. They say you make a monster, like you'd make a demon, give him like his bane, make the Jabberwock's Vorpal's sword.
No, actually,
Yeah.
you know what I love about this game? It gives a concept you rarely have ever seen in games. That's a running away. How often do people run away in games?
Oh, it says run away if you can't win.
No, like in D&D, like, no, we won't run, we'll keep fighting. Like, no, like most...
Musashi, that was it.
Oh, Musashi, yeah.
Miyamoto
Moto
Musashi.
Musashi, yes.
I'm terrible pronouncing words.
Okay.
Yeah. But, no, that's a perfect example. Like, and this is a game where you should actually, like, sometimes you should run away. And it's funny because most games, people will not, we're not going to run. We can take them. Like, you guys should probably run. Why? Because you're about to die. This game, perfect. No, it's like, yeah, you should probably run. And I like that. You rarely, if ever, see that.
What if you have a monk who sunders the earth and he just falls into a pit?
It's flies. It's a flying demon.
You only delayed it.
He has to climb out of the earth now.
Yeah, okay, but you can still run away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep walking. That's the point. Just, he won't impede me any longer. Skadoosh, and then he falls into.
Well, he'll wise up eventually.
Next
But anyways.
time, Gadget. Next time.
Okay, I think that's gonna round it up for this one. Last thoughts on this?
Brilliant and beautiful game. I implore anyone who is out there listening to play Qin The Warring States. It is one of the best RPGs you will play in your life.
I second, but on top of that, I love the diversity. That is my favorite part, is how crazy you can go, or how many different directions you can go with designing any form of character you want, any specific genre of style.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it for sure. Just out of sheer curiosity, and because I can't take rolling a d20 every day, day in and day out. I got to have some sort of variation in the types of dice rolls I do, because otherwise my rest of my dice get jealous.
You eat nothing but chicken, you're going to go insane.
If I eat nothing but, it's more like eating nothing but rattlesnake.
Well, I like the game's flexibility, and it's very enjoyable when I play it and when I run it. And everyone I know who's played it so far enjoy it. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this one. Like, comment, and subscribe below. If you have anything you want us to talk about, you can either leave it down in the comments below or send it at our Gmail at justrollitalready.com. I'm Daryl.
I'm Jeremiah.
I'm Kyle.
I'm John.